Well, since we have a couple weeks where we can't get out and play music and be together, since we're trying to cut back on large group gatherings, I thought what a chance to sit down and give you a personal concert. So I have my guitar and my banjo ready, and I have 7 songs picked, just like a regular night would be. I have a set list planned for you. And in the description of the video or in the link, you're going to notice a digital tip jar. I never tried this before. If you're able to and you're feeling generous and you want to throw some money in the tip jar, it's as simple as clicking on the PayPal button, and we'll see how this goes. I thought it'd be really fun to try this for a few nights over the next 2 weeks when for the most part I'm kind of stuck at home and can't play gigs for you in person. This is the next best thing, and I'm not going to list these on YouTube for just anybody. These links are kind of somewhat private so that only friends and followers and supporters can find this easily. So hope you can sit back and enjoy the show in the comfort of your own home or wherever you are. The first song I'm going to kick off with, it's called Independent Miners. Independent miners are a breed apart. We got coal in our lungs, we got powder in our heart. Well, it only takes a spark to make the powder fire. Well, the government inspectors have us trapped like barbed wire. Like David and Goliath, we are standing alone to defend against a giant with a little black stone. Hey, I just wanna work, there's no crime in that. Make my living where the earth is black. Well, if we're all gone, then the big shovel rains. They can rape these mountains with their big machines. They won't have to worry about independence in their way, for the government inspectors will have squeezed them away. Well, there's only so much pushing us miners can take. Like when the roof starts to sag in and the timbers break. One thing you should know about hard coal men: we don't give up without a fight, and we fight to win. Well, I just wanna work, there's no crime in that. Make my living where the earth is black. Boy, I miss an audience. I guess I have an audience. You're listening. Say, this will be fun. So tonight's gonna be the first night we're trying this. If if it works out and I can get a couple tips and it's worth my time, then I'd gladly do this a couple times this week and maybe even next week. So to keep it fun and interactive, give me your requests so that next time I do a video next time I record this, maybe tomorrow night or the night after. You tell me what songs you want to hear. Bootleg Miner. At a poker game 5 years ago, I sat across a man. His hair was gray and weathered, he had black marks on his hands, and a black scar that cut its way across his left eye. I forgot about the card game and began to ask him why. He said Shamokin, Pennsylvania, Great Depression had come around. There was nothing great about it, picking coal underground. And I had a stick of powder go off premature. I was a bootleg coal miner in the years before the war. So take me down underground, oh take me down below. Gonna oil up the buggy for it's time to shoot some coal. When your family gets hungry, you'll do anything for work. And I carved out a living from our Pennsylvania dirt. Well, in those years in the anthracite fields, it was hard to find a job. The company mines were closing down and the miners were laid off. There was no such thing as welfare back in those days. We worked our days in a bootleg hole, and in the evenings we prayed. Well, bootlegging was different, for the coal wasn't really ours. Had to hide out from the company and hoped you didn't get caught. For if they found your workings, they would cut your heist in rope. They would dump your coal back in the ground and they would dynamite you slow. So take me down underground, oh take me down below. Gonna oil up the buggy for it's time to shoot some coal. When your family gets hungry, you'll do anything for work. And I carved out a living from our Pennsylvania dirt. Now and then in hard times, I think of this man, and I forget about my problems, and I try to understand. My troubles, they ain't nothing compared to the life of a bootleg coal miner for his children and his wife. So take me down underground, oh take me down below. Gonna oil up the buggy for it's time to shoot some coal. When your family gets hungry, you'll do anything for work. And I carved out a living from our Pennsylvania dirt. Kind of singing a song about one of the dogs. Well, this is about a couple dogs I grew up with, but specifically two dogs I was thinking of when I wrote this song, Max and Wags. And I don't get to do this song live very often because it's a little bit quieter of a song, and I'm not always in my dining room where the acoustics are good. Anyone who's had a dog, life wouldn't be the same. They take a big part of your heart. It's hard to explain. It's just an animal. There's a million more. bigger than that, for sure. For me, some Cocker Spaniels and a chocolate lab, like brothers through my childhood, good dog and bad. I know I lost my temper, patience would run out. Oh, but their loyalty is pure. I was lucky to have a dog in my life when I was young. Now I've grown and I've hardened my heart. My dog days are done. My dog days are done. It's more than commitment. They grow on your soul. Not something to take lightly. When they leave a hole. My heart is still healing. If you want to know the truth, once you let them sleep in your bed, you're through. I was lucky to have a dog in my life when I was young. Now I've grown and I've hardened my heart. My dog days are done. My dog days are done. 20 years since I've lived with one, and it might be 20 more. 20 years to write this song, since Wags died on the road. It was Route 11 on the edge of Danville. Buried him on Bald Top Mountain uphill. I was lucky to have a dog in my life when I was young. Now I've grown and I've hardened my heart. My dog days are done. My dog days are done. Got a new CD out called You Can't Force a Mule. And I'd offer to give you an autograph tonight, but it doesn't quite work that way. But you can certainly go find these songs, a lot of these new ones, on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever you listen to music. And again, a little shout out for the link to throw some digital money in the tip jar for this. I've never tried this before. I'm curious to see if folks are willing to drop a little money into the tip jar for this video to support this personal concert. And if so, I think it'd be something that I can do again for you next week and the week after. And also I want to spread the word to my other musician friends who are out of gigs. There's a lot of good folks here in Pennsylvania and all over America whose music and in some cases their livelihood is based on music. And if they can't be out gigging, they got nothing. So I'm very fortunate that I'm a school teacher and I have the support of my school district and the taxpayers in Lewisburg who take good care of my family. I appreciate that. But there's a lot of folks that don't have that. So I'm kind of trying a guinea pig thing here tonight and seeing if it works and if it's worth doing. I'm going to tell my musician friends like Jay Smar and Hannah Bingman and a lot of other folks that this is something they can be doing too. So you're part of an experiment. Here's You Can't Force a Mule. mountains on his family farm. His dad taught him how to plow fields. He walked behind the plow, his hands on the reins. He'd plow the mountainside and get her tilled. He worked in the woods, skidding logs with the mules, oak and maple down to the sawmill. His mules were so smart they would jump out of the way if a log got to rolling downhill. Ah, you can't force a mule, you can't force a mule, buddy, they're smarter than you. You spend time with animals and you'll find it to be true. You can force a horse, but you cannot force a mule. Guitar part. He often worked till dark, sometimes miles from home. The mules knew the way back to the farm. He could unhook those mules and let go of the reins. They'd walk back home and to the barn. He said, man, you should have seen it when we'd give them all new shoes. We'd paint each hoof with pine tar. Those mules would trot around feeling proud and feeling new. They were ready to work and work hard. You can't force a mule, you can't force a mule, buddy, they are smarter than you. You spend time with animals and you'll find it to be true. You can force a horse, but you cannot force a mule. Guitar part. I've heard it was the same down in the mines. The mules knew the limit they could go. Some miners tried to trick them and they would add one more ton, but the mules would not try to pull the load. His working days are ended, but his memories are strong. I'm so grateful that he told me of his mules. We shook hands and parted, and I grabbed my guitar and I sang him the Mule Skinner Blues. You can't force a mule, you can't force a mule, buddy, they are smarter than you. You spend time with animals and you'll find it to be true. You can't force a horse, but you cannot force a mule. Guitar part. I was at the National Apple Harvest Festival, and the man that triggered that song, he was an older man in his 90s, and he came up to me and he talked all about mules. I was making pine tar for a demonstration for the festival, and he told me all about how they'd paint the mule's hooves and after shawing them, right? Is that how you do? You shaw a mule? I don't know. I'm a school teacher. What do I know? They'd shaw the mules, and you can look it up. And they'd put pine tar on the hooves, and then he told me all these great stories about working with mules in the mountains of North Carolina. Anyway, I loved him right there. I just loved the guy. He was just great talking to me. And then at the very end, he gave me the icing on the cake. He goes, well, my name's Grady McCurry. You may know my cousin, Del McCurry. I said, Del McCurry? He's probably the most famous guy in bluegrass right now. He said, yeah, our dads were brothers. I just thought that was so cool. So I'd love to find out how to connect to him in North Carolina and let him hear that song that he inspired. But I can't recall the name of the town he said he lived in. Hey, I'm going to switch to the banjo. Got a few more songs for you. All right, I'm going to play a banjo song called Robbing the Pillars. And when I was a coal miner, we used to rob the pillars at the end of a level. You mine a level, and then you go back and you pull those pillars of coal out. And you might start slow and comfortable, but by the end of working, after a few days or weeks, you're going to be moving pretty fast because it's only a matter of time until the roof caulk comes down. So I'm going to start out slow and comfortable, and I'm going to get going faster and faster. Robbing the Pillars. Back to the guitar. And hey, what's neat about PayPal, I was just thinking, I can actually see who makes donations and tips. So unlike a normal tip jar, when you throw your money in, we have usually no idea who was generous. It's kind of neat. You can do it anonymously, I think, but if you click the buttons that I have linked for the different denominations of money, it will actually show me, and that's kind of fun. What does that mean? I don't know. Does that mean like I'll definitely do your Vincent Black Lightning if you request it or something? I don't know what that means. I was just thinking of it. That's kind of neat. Normally we have no idea who puts money in a tip jar. Sometimes people write little notes on $1 bills or something, and that's always kind of fun. But I'm going to sing a new one. This is called Sawhorse Gabe. Hasn't even been recorded yet. Well, tonight it is being recorded. Bump it up to right about here. I'm gonna see if this sounds better. Still working out the details of this one. Yeah, I like that. Here we go. Well, here it comes and here it goes, a story I can't sing. A man who came to Danville every other spring. He made his way from door to door. He offered to chop wood. He'd cut all day for a dime or two and a meal if he could. Oh, Sawhorse Gabe. Oh, Sawhorse Gabe. Not much else to say. Chop it. Carried his own sawhorse, he sharpened his own saw. He honed his axe so he was ready for the logs. Not sure where he came from, just a fella looking for work. His manners were pleasant, he was welcomed in the north. Oh, Sawhorse Gabe. Oh, Sawhorse Gabe. Not much else to say. Chop it. I want him to be remembered, even though he is gone. To me, he just matters. To me, he deserves a song. I like a simple story of a man who chopped wood in a world that seems broken. Sawhorse Gabe seems good. Oh, Sawhorse Gabe. Oh, Sawhorse Gabe. Not much else to say. Chop it. Cool. I'm having fun with that one. That came from the book out of the 1880s by Brower here in Danville, called Danville Past and Present. And he just has a paragraph about a fella named Gabe who brought a sawhorse from door to door to chop wood for people. And I like that. I'm going to close the concert for you all with a brand new song about Montour Ridge. You want to see Montour Ridge? There she is. The sun's setting, so it's a little dark, but right out my window. That's Montour Ridge, and I'm lucky to live here. But I went for a hike about 2 weeks ago and wrote this song while I was out hiking. I just kept thinking, don't forget it, don't forget it. I have known a few loggers who've worked Montour Ridge. They think that timber is easy till it's time for them to skid. Those boulders, they will break you and break your skidder down, leave you in the woods with no way to get out. Something you should know, it's just the way that it is if you spend your life logging up on Montour Ridge. Timber, it is pretty, chestnut, oak, and white pine, 50 feet without knots, and the grain, it is fine. There's no easy way to get it, no easy way to get it out. It'll wreck your equipment, leave you broken down. The old timers, they knew it, they learned it years ago. The trees on Montour Ridge, they are just meant to grow. My dad, he told me, son, go to school, get yourself an education, find something else to do. You can cut a little timber, but do it on the side. Too much chainsaw is not good for a guy. Your life can't depend on getting trees off this hill. You'll spend your life in debt, buried under bills. My boots, the laces are through. 1 year of cutting timber, and I need new shoes. These are Carolinas, the best that you can find. These woods, they are ruthless, even for a short time. There's really nothing like it, nothing I have found that's tougher than this mountain or harder than this ground. My woman loves me, loves her logging man, feeds me good and greasy, lard in her pan. I may not get 'em all, that's okay with me. I'll take good loving any day over trees. I can't get all the timber, and that's just the way it is, but I can get the best woman up on Montour Ridge. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. And we'll see if we can try it again another night this week, maybe next week, together again sometime.